In this section, we are going to discuss about the differences between clause and phrase. So, what is a clause, or what are the differences between phrase and clause? There is sometimes confusion between a phrase and a clause, but once the definition is understood, it is much easier to distinguish between the two. So, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which are unrelated. So, what is a phrase? Phrase is a group of words and which are unrelated. And what is a clause? A clause is a group of words which has both a subject and verb. So, a clause is a group of words which have subject and verb. So, that is the main difference between phrase and clause. Phrase means a group of words with no sense, but clause group of words which have subject, verb and a particular and meaning. So, this is the main difference between phrase and clause. A clause is a group of words which has both a subject and verb, and a phrase has no subject and verb. So, this is the main difference between phrase and clause. So, now we are going to study the types of clauses. There are 5 types of clauses. And noun clause, the first one noun clause, second one adjective clause, adverb clause, independent clause and dependent clause. So, these are the 5 types of clauses: noun clause, adjective clause, adverb clause, independent clause and dependent clause. These are the 5 types of clauses. And the first 3, noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause, we are not going to discuss in detail, but the last 2, dependent clause and independent clause, we have to study well. So, we have to study the dependent and independent clause. In our textbook, we have only last 2 topic to study: independent clause and dependent clause, and that topic we have discussed in our previous section, and I think we don't want to repeat the same. So, what is a clause and phrase? A clause is a group of words which has a subject and verb, but phrase is a group of words but has no subject and verb. And there are 5 types of clauses in English: noun clause, adverb clause, adjective clause and independent clause and dependent clause.